Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning into iNewZ weather update. My name is Justin Storm. Starting off by looking outside Grand Forks, we're having a very nice evening out there right now, currently sitting at 41 degrees, which is our high temperature today. Winds out of the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour, so a fairly calm evening for everyone here in Grand Forks. These above average temperatures are going to continue. Our average temperatures are usually around 25 degrees for a high. Those lows usually close to 8 degrees. So yesterday's high and low were about 15 to 20 degrees above average, and we are going to be sticking around with this above average pattern continuing into the middle of next week. We'll show you here in a moment. But current temperatures across the region, we see 50s and 60s through South Dakota. As we work our way into the southern part of Minnesota and the eastern part of North Dakota, those temperatures do begin to drop off a tad bit, and they really begin to drop off in the northeast part of Minnesota, sitting in those those low 30s to upper 20s. Winds throughout the region are sitting fairly uniform throughout much of Minnesota, 0 to 5 miles per hour for the most part. Winds the strongest out in western North Dakota and South Dakota between 15 to 20 miles per hour. Rapid City having the breeziest evening today right now at 25 miles per hour of sustained winds. Satellite radar isn't going to show a whole lot going on. We have a few passing clouds through the northern part of North Dakota, which will slowly begin to work their way in towards the Grand Forks region this evening, and overnight we will be expecting partly cloudy conditions tonight. Now, the main reason for these above average temperatures are mainly due to the limited amount of snow on the ground. So we're actually absorbing more energy than the snow would usually reflect back up. So we are staking usually fairly well above average for all this portion here that does not have any snow cover. The second factor is the jet stream. We have a lot of ridging that has been occurring. So what this ridging is when this jet stream up here bulges up to the north and we fall on the south side of that jet stream. You see, we have those winds really up on the top up to Canada, but we are sitting on the south side, so we'll be seeing above average temperatures. Going into the beginning of next week, we have another ridge that sets up over the western part of the United States, which will set up over the northern Great Plains, bringing some above average temperatures through the middle of next week. And as we look further west, we do begin to see a little bit of a dip or a trough when that bulges down to the south. We could see some below average temperatures in the end of next week, maybe over the weekend, and maybe a slight chance of some precipitation associated with that as well. But we'll keep you up to date with that in the beginning and the middle of next week. On our future cast, we're not going to have too much exciting things to talk about. We're going to have a few clouds that will continue to pass by over the night or tonight and into tomorrow with a warm front. We could see a little bit of isolated flurries throughout the central part of Minnesota Saturday afternoon, but for the most part, those will be fairly light snow flurries, and it will be very short-lived. We'll have some clouds increase Saturday afternoon through Grand Forks, persisting through Sunday morning, but for the most part, it's going to be a fairly nice, pretty sunny day for much of North Dakota and central Minnesota going through Sunday. Tonight in Grand Forks, a low of 20 degrees. It's going to be above average again. Partly cloudy conditions with winds out of the north-northwest at 5 miles per hour. Across our forecast region, fairly uniform temperatures as well, sitting in those mid to low 20s. Tomorrow in Grand Forks, a high temperature of 38. Again, pretty well above average for this time of year. Mostly sunny and breezy at times with gusts up to 20 miles per hour for the most part. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And across our forecast region, again, we're going to see fairly nice sunny, warm conditions out there. 50s through South Dakota. As we work our way northeast, we're going to drop down into those low 40s to upper 30s. And as we continue into the northern part of Minnesota, low 30s for highs. For our 7-day forecast, I'd like to thank Caitlin for submitting this nice picture of these clouds over this field. And if you'd like a chance of seeing your photo up here for our 7-day forecast, just at UND Aerospace, hashtag UND Skywatch on any social media platform for a chance of seeing your photo up here for a 7-day forecast. We'll have breezy conditions at the beginning of next week with around 10 to 15 miles per hour of winds on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Sunday we'll have a high temperature of 39, and those high above average temperatures are going to continue all the way through the end of next week, where we possibly could begin to see a slight decrease in temperatures going into the weekend. But again, low temperatures sitting in those low 20s.